Hello, Virgo, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm an evolutionary life coach, and today you and I are going to go on an intuitive journey through the tarot cards to uncover your spiritual message and focus for the week. Your very first card is that focus, what your universe, what the universe, not just your universe, the universe would like you to see as a theme for this week. And we have the lovely High Priestess. So, trusting inward, reflecting inward, being very focused on your intuition, and being very open to not knowing the answer. I know that is so hard to hear, Virgo, but being open to not knowing, because in that moment of not knowing, you are open. And in that openness, you can receive even deeper and even more information. She's got like I was saying about open, her arms are like this, almost like a vessel. And with your arms closed or with your arms down, you can't receive anything, but she's very much about being open to what comes. And that's another message, being open to what comes. So let's look at where you are. Interesting. 2 of Swords, another 2. So mentally, we're feeling a little stuck this week, Virgo. So I see why this comes up as your theme. It's okay to say, I don't know. It's okay to be unclear about the way to go forward. It's all right just not to know. That could be your best ally this week, Virgo, being able to say, I don't know. In that moment of saying, I don't know, there's a part of you that lets go. And when you let go, you're able to either make the connection within your brain for a new solution or receive that intuitive energy that tells you, okay, this is where I have to go. I can't remember. Oh, yes, I do remember. It's called The Left Hand of Darkness. It's by Ursula Le Guin. I think it's this book. It might be a different one. I know it's by Ursula Le Guin. Anyway, there's the idea that being a fool is actually complimenting yourself. If you say, I don't know, you're actually saying, I'm very wise. Because from that moment of not knowing, you have the biggest potential to learn, that the biggest potential to grow. So it can actually be very healthy to say, I don't know, because then it opens up the door to more information and more knowledge coming in. Okay, another 2. You are rocking the 2s. We got a 2 of Cups. We've got the Sun. And we've got the Moon. How funny. And we started with the High Priestess. We end with the Moon. Very similar moons on these cards. So we are literally talking about harnessing the energy of the Sun and the Moon together. That's what this partnership is talking about for you. So, and interesting too, she just fell out, but the 2 of Swords is also the 2 sides, the duality, or the right and wrong, up and down, left and right, masculine, feminine. But let's talk about what's going on here. Oops, there he goes. The Moon card is when things are very unclear. And why are they unclear? A lot of times it's because it's something buried in the subconscious, something that may even have roots in a past life, and something that I'm getting the feeling with this Moon card that we're on the verge of some kind of transformation. We're on the verge of something coming out into your strong reality. But right now, it's not clear. I'm going to cover up the Sun for a second. This is that when this card comes up, you just have to trust. You have to trust the flow and trust that everything is happening the way it needs to be happening. Because you can't really trust what's straight in front of you. The situation doesn't look quite right, or something just feels off, but there's a bigger trust behind the off feeling of the situation, the bigger trust that things are going in the right direction for your benefit. The Sun card is that confirmation that yes, there is a moment of darkness, but ultimately the light of the soul is going to triumph over whatever this is. On another level, though, we're talking about the blending of the soul and the personality. Personality being the moon, the instinctive self, the self that reacts from fear, but the soul, the one that's connected to the true light, the true you. And when we see this Two of Cups, we see the two energies of that coming together in harmony, blending together. So this is really blending different aspects of yourself. So how, let me check in and see where we're going next with this. So the soul is connected to love. It's connected to light. It's connected to every energy that feels beneficial to you. That's the connection to the sun. When things feel confused or dark or just kind of shadowy, it's because there's a fracture within. And part of that ego self, the habitual self that is so used to protecting from fear, is just not quite sure what to do. And it can cause confusion because you feel you're being pulled in a certain direction that's good for you, that's beneficial. But the moon kind of makes it feel confusing because it all of a sudden it doesn't feel like that's the right direction anymore. It doesn't feel like you're going in the right place. But when you can get these two integrated, and that's really the key, integrating the personality into the soul, you understand that the personality serves the soul, that the personality is in the service of the soul. So, sometimes when people wake up, they'll say, okay, higher self, spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call it, I'm in service to you today. It's that idea, but it's more localized. It's that, okay, my personality is in service to my soul, my sole reason why I'm here. So anything that you're feeling strongly compelled to do, that you're instinctively feeling is the right time, go with that, support that. Use your personality, your likes and dislikes to support that direction. We started with the High Priestess. Oops. We started with the High Priestess, which really asks you to look deep within, to reflect deep within and listen for that little inner voice that tells you this is the direction. So it's interesting what's going on, Virgo. We're kind of we start in the darkness, we go through more darkness into the light, but ultimately trusting that inner self, which looks dark to the outside. So let's get one more card for you. See if we can get out of these twos and just kind of wrap up what we've talked about. Okay. I thought it was going to be this card. I saw it in my head before we pulled it. Ace of Cups. Flow, trusting the flow, trusting that creativity, trusting, again, your intuition. I'm looking for, there's so many moons. And moon is that symbol of nighttime and that symbol of just allowing things to be in flow. So what we talked about before, being okay with I don't know and seeing where that flow takes you next. Being okay with saying I'm not sure what to do here. Just see where the flow takes you. Really letting go of needing an outcome, needing things to be a certain way, needing to know how you're going to get from point A to point B. Just saying, I don't know, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay no matter what, but I am going to flow here. That is really going to help you and serve you this week. So questions on that, Virgo, please let me know. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me. I do love doing these readings. And please like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I would invite you to check out my website, trueguidancetarot.com. Please know that I'm in the process of revamping it and changing my offerings a little bit. But if you need immediate help or you know someone that does, the offerings are still going to stand until I'm completely revamped. So I will look forward to seeing you next time and have a great week.